Hey guys, Speed here, and today I'm going to be going over a more educational topic, a topic that people really never consider in their games, especially when I'm watching lower MMR games. People just kind of ignore this fact of Dota and never consider it, and this idea is power spikes, especially in terms of early laning stage power spikes. So I had a really good game recently where I was playing Pudge. I really love this hero right now. It's so much fun, and I actually feel like it's quite good. And I was playing it off lane against a Bane Monkey King. And these are two of the strongest heroes in the laning stage. Monkey King can actually be punished early on, but the point is that it is very, very hard for a Pudge who has 0 armor to lane against a hero like Bane and Monkey King who does so much physical damage. But how would you win a lane like this, or any lane in which you feel like in the early levels you can't contest? Well, you need to consider, okay, are there other points in the lane in which we can kill? And in this lane in particular, I would say our opportunities are around level 4, level 5, with either level 2 rot or level 3 rot. And as a result, and understanding this before I even went into the game, we're able to pull ahead in a very, very difficult lane. You notice also we made a pretty nice mechanical play there where we hooked the Bane under the tower. A little bit cheeky. But the problem with Pudge, and I think playing him as a core, and that people don't realize, is that he's very bad in the early levels, especially trading with these like high damage supports, as I miss a hook completely. So as I was saying, you really have to wait until you're later in levels, and this applies to a few heroes, or there's a few in particular. Someone like Beastmaster is not necessarily that strong in the early levels, right? He hits a spike more around level 3. Heroes such as Leshrac, like if you've ever played Leshrac offlane, when he hits level 2 Edict at level 3, he's very, very strong, and a hero like Batrider hits a spike at level 2 or level 3. Often you'll notice this trend where a lot of heroes hit a spike around level 3. In this lane in particular, I feel like Monkey King hits a spike at level 3, so our spike at level 3 necessarily won't be that strong, but at level 5, he doesn't get that much stronger, while I feel like me and Lion get significantly stronger, and even though we both die, right, double kill, we're able to pull it back. So what's important to pay attention to in this lane is the fact that I'm never going to try to push it, right? I'm always going to try to keep the lane back and never give this monkey Jingu, right? I'm even willing to sacrifice a CS in order to prevent him from getting Jingu, because I understand that as long as I don't give him Jingu, they have very, very little kill potential on us, and this is the case against heroes such as Jug or Monkey King, where if you let them harass you enough, you get thrown into kill potential. And instead, what players need to understand is that if you're patient enough in certain lanes, and you get tanky enough, you can live through something like a spin, right? Maybe when you get your first bracer, or you get boots, you can outrun spin. Any of these timings will allow you to actually win a lane as an offlaner. So in this lane in particular, right, I'm not pushing in the lane, I'm not running it down. They managed to side pull, which is completely okay with me. We nearly get a kill, but once again, not going to overextend. Constantly, I'm just waiting for my 5. You'll notice we have not tried a single kill. It's 5 minutes in, we have not tried a kill on this Monkey King. I started with hook level 1 to get the first blood, so he didn't have rot to maybe pressure him, and therefore he got off to a pretty good start. Also, he has a very strong laning support, as we talked about, but hopefully you guys kind of get the point where if you overextend in lanes in which you aren't supposed to extend, you're going to ruin your lane. This even applies for mid, so there are heroes mid who have very good level 1. Heroes such as Clinks or Skywrath Mage can really zone you out at level 1, and if you aren't careful, you're going to get pushed out before you can even sustain all their harass, or at least get a healing salve to deal with it. So you notice here, there's a potential gap on the Monkey King, and why? He's clearly out of position, my line has hit level 3, I'm level 4, and there's a very large creep wave, right? At least he's inside the creep wave, so if he aggroes, he's going to be put in a very weird spot. In addition, we know that the Bane just rotated away, so it's a very simple kill, right? Now that we have level 2 rot, a hook, and my line's level 3, it's not a problem at all, because we have the Hex, we have Lion Spike, we have everything we need to prevent him from getting Jingu and turning with a stun. So a little bit of patience from us results in a very big kill, and in lanes like this, 1 kill snowballs into the entire laning stage. Like, you can just basically win the whole laning stage off a single kill, right? He walks up, dies again, and his lane is completely over. So as a result, us hitting our spikes and being patient until then, we win the lane, and I'm able to catch back up, right? This is why you have to be able to carry lanes in any situations, even in bad lanes. If you notice, our Invoker is level 5 to the level 7 of SF. If we do not win our lane bottom, this game is going to be very, very difficult. And as a result, I stress you guys, if you are trying to learn Dota, the best tip I can give anyone is to focus only on the laning stage. I see way too many players concerned about the mid and the late game when they can barely win a single lane, even advantageous lanes. The laning stage is quite linear in the sense that you're going to see the most things the same in the laning stage, where in the mid and late game it can change and vary quite a lot. If you begin to understand lane matchups and when you hit your spikes, you're going to be able to win hard lanes because you will understand when they're the strongest. You're going to be able to crush your easy lanes, which is even more of a necessity. And in general, you're going to be able to develop your fundamentals, right? It's kind of like sports. You really have to be able to start from the bottom. I talked about this in my last Simplifying Dota in the Witch Doctor game, and I think it applies again with this power spike. These power spikes is just another part of the laning stage, and I'm going to keep trying to teach people about the laning stage here on this channel, as well as on gameleap.com, the main site. I'm going to be doing a lot on the laning stage because it's just so incredibly hard to be good at mid and late game on Dota when you can't even get off to the proper start or even understand what it feels like to win a lane. So hopefully this short video on talking about power spikes can help you guys just address and actually think about Dota more critically, because a lot of players, unfortunately, they load into a game, they don't consider anything, and because they don't watch replays, it's very difficult, because thinking about Dota when in-game, when you have to control every little decision and last it, is super difficult. But hopefully by watching this video, you can look back at your own games, so you can just remember them in your head, and try to consider, did I go too early here? Did I lose this lane because I went way too early? Could I have had a power spike later on? And considering all these things really will help you. So thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed, please do like and subscribe to help the channel grow. And of course, don't forget to check out the gameleap.com website. Recently, I made a PUDGE guide, which is up now on the gameleap.com website. I did a replay analysis. I talked about item builds, skill builds, talent builds, and went over some drafting for the hero. So in general, if you're interested in playing PUDGE Core, similar to how I am playing it here, I definitely recommend you go check that guide out. You can ask me personal questions on there, and I'm guaranteed to respond to them. So I'll see you guys in the next video.